So everybody, this is an economic analysis of Lexington Mayor Linda Gordon's $505 million proposed budget. Now, the budget, it plays a crucial role of the management of government finances, and they reflect the priorities and values of the elected officials. Now, the budget proposed by Lexington Mayor Linda Gordon for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023 is historic in nature as it surpasses $500 million for the first time in the city's history. Now, the proposed budget of $505 million includes allocations for various initiatives such as the new computer intelligence systems for the police, designing a new city government center, and a second senior center on the south side of Lexington. Now, this economic analysis will delve into the key components of the proposed budget, their economic implications, and potential impacts on the city's residents, businesses, and overall economy. Now, the $505 million budget proposed by Mayor Gordon represents a 7% increase over the current year budget of $473 million. Now, the proposed budget includes $43.3 million in one-time money, which is coming from the current year projected surplus or other city savings accounts to help balance the city's books. Now, additionally, $38.5 million is being borrowed by bonding or proposed to funding capital projects, including the purchase of police and fire vehicles and paving projects. Now, notably, the budget does not include any tax increases, but includes a 5% raise for most city employees not covered by unions. Now, one of the significant initiatives proposed in the budget is the creation of a new real-time intelligence unit for public safety. Now, Mayor Gordon is seeking $150,000 for software to utilize the city's traffic cameras, license plate readers, and businesses and residential cameras to assist the police in catching criminals. Now, the budget also includes funding of 2 full-time analysts to staff the new intelligence unit. Now, Mayor Gordon emphasized that the technology investment would not be used for traffic tickets as it is against state law. Now, she believes that the technology is the future and the intelligence software will enable the city to solve crimes faster, support law enforcement officers, and strengthen cases in court. Now, another key aspect of the proposed budget is the allocation of funds for the construction of a second senior center and therapeutic recreation facility in Shiloh Park, located off Reynolds Road. Now, the city's senior population, particularly on the south side, has been steadily growing, and the existing senior citizen center on Life Lane has been operating at capacity for years. Now, Mayor Gordon has allocated $1.4 million for the design of the new senior center, which will cater to the health and wellness needs of the city's older residents. Now, furthermore, the budget proposal includes $6 million for the next step in finding a new location for City Hall, as the current location on Main Street has been deemed inadequate. Now, the proposed budget also includes funding for other capital projects, such as development of combined police and fire training centers, parks and green spaces, and paving projects. For instance, $750,000 is allocated for site development for a new police and fire training center, as the city currently leases space from Bluegrass Community and Technical College for its police training academy. Now, the budget also includes $1 million for the development of Deer Haven Park in the Hamburg area, which already has a mountain bike trail, and $2 million for the overhaul of Phoenix Park in downtown Lexington, which has already set aside $1 million towards the $4.6 million projected cost of the project as a whole. Now, there's very many economic impacts of this budget proposal. Now, the budget proposed has several economic implications for the city of Lexington, including potential impacts on residents, businesses, and the overall economy. Now, the economic analysis of the proposed budget will provide insights into the potential impacts that we will have in Lexington. Now, the city of Lexington, like many other cities across the United States, is facing a critical juncture in the financial planning. Now, the proposed budget for the next year has raised concerns among many citizens and experts alike, as it paints a troubling picture of potential negative impacts on the city. Now, we're going to delve into some of the various aspects of this proposed budget and shed a light on some that may have an adverse effect on our city as a whole. Now, from overspending one-time money to neglecting the looming economic challenges and the rising inflation of increasing bond rates and interest rates and loans, the budget proposes significant risk to the city's financial stability. Now, additionally, the impacts of pensions on the city's longevity and the economic vitality cannot be understated. Now, it's crucial for city officials and residents alike to fully understand the implications of the proposed budget and take necessary steps to mitigate its negative consequences. Now, one of the most glaring concerns with the proposed budget is the overspending of this one-time money. Now, as the budget stands, it relies heavily on funds that are not recurring, meaning that they will no longer be available for future budgets. Now, this short-sighted approach to budgeting is akin to a child using their parents' credit card without understanding the repercussions. Now, one-time money may seem like a windfall, but it is not a sustainable source of revenue. Now, once these funds are exhausted, the city will be left with a significant deficit, leading to potential budget cuts, reduced services, and increased taxes in the future. Now, furthermore, the proposed budget seems to ignore the signs of an impending economic downturn. Now, inflation, it's on the rise, not only in Lexington, but all across the country and the world. Prices of goods and services are soaring, and experts predict that this trend will continue in the foreseeable future. Now, in such a scenario, it is crucial for the city to adopt a conservative approach to spending and prioritize fiscal responsibility. However, the proposed budget paints a different picture with a historic high expenditure that does not align with the potential challenges of a looming economic downturn. Now, failing to prepare for the economic headwinds may leave the city ill-equipped to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. Now, in addition to the overspending and neglecting economic challenges, the proposed budget also raises concerns about increasing bonding rates and interest rates on loans. Now, the city relies on borrowing to finance various projects and initiatives, and an increase in the bonding rates and interest rates can significantly impact the city's finances. However, higher borrowing costs can also lead to increased debt burdens, reduced flexibility in budgeting, and increased pressure on taxpayers. Now, if the city does not proactively manage its borrowing costs, it may find itself struggling to meet its financial obligations in the future, leading to a potential credit rating downgrades and increased borrowing costs in the future. Moreover, the impact of pensions on the city's finances cannot be overlooked. Now, pensions are a long-term financial commitment made to retired city employees, and the costs can put a strain on the city's budget or future budgets. Now, the proposed budget must take into account the potential impact of pensions on the city's financial health. Failure to adequately address pensions obligations may result in increased costs, reduced funds for crucial services and infrastructure, and potential long-term liabilities that have a lasting negative impact on the city's economic vitality. Now, the cumulative effect of these issues can pose significant risks on the city of Lexington's financial stability and long-term prospects. Overspending of one-time money may leave the city with a significant deficit and reduced financial flexibility in the future. Now, neglecting the potential economic challenges of rising inflation and failing to proactively manage bond rates and interest rates of loans may result in increased borrowing costs and reduced financial capacity. Now, additionally, the impact of pensions on the city's finances may strain the budget and hinder the city's ability to provide critical services and invest in the infrastructure in the future. Now, the city of Lexington, like I've said, is facing critical challenge when it comes to economic development and job creation. As city leaders hint at the possibility of raising taxes, it is crucial to closely examine the underlying issues that have led to the situation. The shortfall of high-paying jobs and the reliance of fast food restaurants like Jack in the Box for economic growth are indicative of deeper problems that need to be addressed. Now, we're going to delve more into the challenges facing Lexington in terms of job creation, payroll taxes, and taxation policies. Now, we need to explore the need for sustainable economic development, the importance of attracting high-paying jobs, and the potential consequences of raising taxes without addressing the underlying issues. Now, Lexington, it has been struggling to attract high-paying jobs and manufacturing jobs, which has resulted in a shortfall in revenue from payroll taxes. Now, payroll taxes are a significant source of revenue for cities, and they are based on the wages paid to employees. High-paying jobs not only provide better income opportunities for the residents, but also generate higher payroll taxes, which contribute to the city's revenue. However, the focus on fast food restaurants and similarly low-paying jobs may not provide the sustainable revenue needed to support the city's financial needs in the long term. Now, cheering the arrival of fast food restaurants like Jack in the Box may provide short-term benefits, but it may not be a sustainable strategy for the city's economic growth. To ensure long-term economic stability, Lexington needs to actively pursue high-paying jobs, technological jobs, and manufacturing jobs that can provide sustainable revenue throughout payroll taxes. Now, these jobs typically require higher levels of education, skills, and tend to pay higher wages. Now, by attracting these types of jobs, the city can create a more robust and diverse economic impact and have greater wealth in the future. Now, the city leaders, they need to prioritize economic development strategies that focus on attracting high-paying jobs to ensure the city's financial health and prosperity for the long term. Now, one of the potential consequences of the shortfall of high-paying jobs and manufacturing jobs is the pressure to raise taxes on the existing residents and businesses in Lexington. Now, raising taxes may seem like a quick solution to address the city's revenue needs, but it can have significant consequences for the community. Now, increased taxes and tax burdens of residents and businesses, it leads to a reduced disposable income, decreased consumer spending, and potential job losses. It can also deter businesses from setting up shop in Lexington or expanding their operations, further exacerbating the job creation challenges. Now, while taxation is a necessary tool for governments to fund essential services and infrastructure, it should be done responsibly, taking into consideration the overall economic health of the city. Now, moreover, raising taxes without addressing the underlying issue of job creation and sustainable economic development may be a short-sighted approach if it fails to address the root cause of the problem. Now, it can be perceived as a Band-Aid solution that does not address the systemic challenges facing the city's economy. It may also create a cycle of increasing taxes to compensate for revenue shortfalls. Now, this leads to a potential resentment among the residents and businesses and further hindering the city's economic growth prospects. It is essential for city leaders to have a strategy and an approach for economic development and job creation rather than relying solely on tax increases to bridge the revenue gap. Now, in addition to the potential consequences of raising taxes, it is important to acknowledge that the proposed budget's reliance on one-time money may exacerbate the need for tax increases in the future. If the city relies on one-time funds to balance the budget, it creates a temporary solution that may not address the long-term financial needs of the city. Now, once these one-time funds are exhausted, the city may be forced to look for alternative sources of revenue, including tax increases, to compensate for this shortfall. Now, the economic challenges faced by the city of Lexington in Kentucky have been well documented. Now, with the looming possibility of running out of funds by the end of 2024 and early 2025, city employees must be prepared for some potential layoffs. As the city grapples with the financial difficulties, it is crucial for city employees to take proactive measures to prepare themselves for such an eventuality. All right, so we're going to discuss the importance of being prepared for potential layoffs. Now, the steps that the city employees can take to safeguard their career prospects and the need for proactive measures to mitigate the impact of challenging economic situations, they're very obvious to us. Now, the possibility of these layoffs can be daunting for city employees as it can have significant implications for their livelihoods and financial security. However, being prepared for such a situation can help employees navigate the challenges and make informed decisions about their career prospects. Now, it's important for city employees in Lexington to be proactive and take steps to safeguard their career interests in the face of some potential layoffs that could occur in the future. Now, one of the first steps that city employees should take is to assess their current skill set and identify areas where they may need to enhance their skills and acquire new ones. Now, in a competitive job market, having a diverse skill set can be an asset and increase employability. Now, employees should consider investing in professional development opportunities such as training programs, certifications, or workshops to stay relevant in their fields and make themselves more marketable to potential employers. Now, this can be a good time for employees to reflect on their career goals and explore new opportunities to align with their interests and skills. Now, networking can also be a valuable tool for city employees to explore potential job opportunities and stay up to date about the job market. Now, building professional networks throughout the industry and associations, online forums, and social media can provide employees with access to job openings, informational interviews, and insider information about potential job prospects. Now, employees should also consider connecting with alumni networks, mentors, and former colleagues to expand their professional circle and gain insights into potential job opportunities. Now, in addition to enhancing their skill set and networking, city employees should also proactively update their resumes, cover letters, and online profiles to reflect their current experience and qualifications. Having an updated and polished resume and cover letter can be crucial when applying for new job opportunities. Now, employees should ensure that their resumes highlight their relevant skills, achievements, and experiences that make them a strong fit for potential employers. It may also be helpful for employees to seek feedback from mentors, colleagues, or professional resume writers to improve the effectiveness of their resumes and cover letters. Now, furthermore, Employees should just be prepared, to take on additional responsibilities and roles in their current organization to demonstrate their flexibility and adaptability. As the city faces budget constraints, employees who are willing to step up and take on new challenges and showcase their value to the organization can increase their chances of retaining their job and being considered for other opportunities within the city government. Now, it's essential for city employees to be proactive in managing their finances during uncertain times. Now, layoffs can create financial instability, and employees should take steps to protect their financial well-being. Employees, they should review their current expenses and identify where they can reduce unnecessary spending and increase savings. Creating a emergency fund can provide a buffer during times of financial uncertainty and help these employees navigate potential job losses. Now, it may be helpful for employees to explore other sources of income or part-time jobs as opportunities to supplement their earnings and maintain financial stability. Now, while the possibility of layoffs can be challenging, it is important for these city employees to remain resilient and stay informed about the latest developments in the city's financial situation. Now, staying connected with city officials, attending town hall meetings or city council meetings, and staying up to date about budgetary decisions can provide employees with a better understanding of the potential impact on their personal job. Now, as a figure in the real estate community, as a community advocate here in Lexington, Kentucky, I have been witnesses to the economic challenges faced by the city. Now, with 20 years of experience as a realtor, real estate investor, general contractor, and a community advocate, I have seen firsthand the impact of financial decisions on the economic health of the city of Lexington. Now, I've delved into the financial awareness of Lexington and the need for individuals to conduct their own research to safeguard the city's economic future. Now, I may not be an economist and I'm not a financial advisor. However, my experience in various roles with real estate and community advocacy sectors have given myself valuable insights into the financial dynamics of Lexington. Now, there is a need for individuals to be aware of the city's financial situation and the potential consequences of mismanagement or lack of oversight. Now, I would like to emphasize the significance of financial awareness among residents, businesses, and city leaders alike in navigating the economic challenges faced by Lexington. Now, while seeking advice from experts is valuable, it is equally important for individuals to independently gather information and critically evaluate the financial decisions being made by the city. Now, in a rapidly changing economic landscape, relying solely on the external sources for information may not be sufficient. So conducting your own research, analyzing data, and critically evaluating the financial decisions made by our officials can help individuals gain a deeper understanding of the city's financial health and potential risks. Now, keep an eye on the money and have financial vigilance. Now, as a realtor, real estate investor, and general contractor, I have witnessed the impact of this financial decision making on property values, investment opportunities, and community development. Now, by keeping a close watch on the financial management of the city, individuals can raise concerns, seek transparency, and hold city officials accountable for their financial decisions. Now, financial vigilance can help prevent potential negative consequences of the city's economy and the well-being for our residents. Now, Lexington's economic health is closely tied to various factors, including job opportunities, investment climate, and tax policies. I suggest the city needs to be proactive in pursuing high-paying jobs, technological jobs, and manufacturing opportunities to ensure sustainable economic growth in the future. Now, fast food restaurants, while providing employment, may not be the ideal solution for addressing the economic needs and challenges of the city's long term. Now, we need to attract high-paying jobs and the importance of diversifying the city's economy and creating opportunities for sustainable economic growth. Now, there will be an impact of the taxes on the city's financial health. Now, as a community advocate and someone with experience in real estate and investments, I understand the implications of tax policies on the city's economic growth and the financial burden on the residents. I have concerns about the potential for increased taxes in the face of a shortfall in revenues, indicating that it could impact the livelihoods of individuals residing and working in Lexington. Now, there is a need for city leaders to carefully consider the implications of tax policies and explore the alternative strategies to address the city's financial challenges without disproportionately burdening residents. Right now, there's an absolute importance of community engagement and open lines of communication with city officials. Now, as a community advocate, I understand the significance of actively participating in civic matters and holding city leaders accountable. Engaging in public meetings, town halls, community forums, city council meetings can provide individuals with the opportunities to voice their concerns, seek transparency, and actively participate in the decisions that impact the city's financial health. Open communication with city officials can also foster goodwill, or at least letting them know you are watching and will remember their actions when you stand in the ballot box next time. Now, if anyone has anything they'd like to say to me or wants to get in touch with me, feel free to email me at rockrealtor@yahoo.com. That's ROCKREALTOR@yahoo.com.